You're listening to Embrace Your Snake, the number one podcast for creatives and entrepreneurs that have big ideas and just need a little help to get them out into the world. I'm your host, Michael Jackson, and today we're talking about how do I find a new audience? So it seems like an easy question to ask and an easy question to answer, right? You have a product, you've got an idea, you've got something you want to share with the world. What do you do to get it out into the world? Now, as I thought about this, it actually becomes a somewhat more difficult question to answer because you'll have an audience that is already established if you've been around for a while and you want to know, how do I bring in new people? And I think that might be a slightly different question than I have an established audience and I want to bring in a new type of people. And that may even be different from I'm brand new at something. How do I grow this audience and bring new people to whatever it is that I have to offer, whether it's my product, my service, even in this case, my podcast. I think I'm going to call it the easiest approach, though it may not be the most obvious approach. And that is, if you want to grow an audience, it doesn't matter if you have an audience and want to grow it, or if you're at the bottom and you have no audience and want to grow it. I think the easiest way to grow an audience is to find someone who already has the audience that you're looking for and get them to send people to your audience. Now, immediately you're saying, well, why would anyone share their audience with me? The good question. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Maybe to get them to share that audience with you, you need to have something that they want and can exchange for that audience. For example, we know that for Facebook, if you want an audience, you can buy the audience. Facebook will transfer their audience to you for cash. Google will do the same thing. You pay cash. We'll show your stuff to people that we think are in your audience. It's slightly different than Facebook because Facebook, you can actually say, these are the people I'm looking for, whereas on Google, it has to be more of intent driven. They're looking for you. On Facebook, you're looking for them. But in either case, it's an exchange of cash for, please bring your audience to my platform. Of course, another way is through marketing, putting up images that brand you a certain way and sending those images and those words and those thoughts out to people that you think might be your audience and growing it that way. I actually think that the easiest way to grow the audience and the way that I'm going to do, and I want you to follow me and see if I do this and how successful I am at it. I am going to get in touch with people who have the audience that this podcast is about for creatives and for entrepreneurs that have big ideas. I'm going to contact those people and see what sort of arrangements I can make with them to grow my audience, to send people this way to hear what I have to say. And again, that question comes up. Well, Michael, your audience right now is tiny. What do you have to offer these people? That is a good question. And I'm going to figure that out over the next several days. And I'm going to start to implement that plan. It may be that someone who has my audience may be able to use my other skills. For example, I can write very well. For example, I can find music. I can play music. I can do all sorts of other things. I can build funnels for people. I can do creative copywriting. I can use my VA services to do things for them in exchange for sending audience my way. So I'm going to come up with that plan. And as I implement that plan, I'm going to talk about it here. And let's see if this audience doesn't build. By the way, for all you creatives out there, who have you told about this podcast? It's actually a really good question, right? Because you are the people that are the audience already. And as tiny as it is, you have power to grow it. So let's see what happens. It's an experiment for all of us. I'm going to grow this audience, and I want you to try and grow your audience. I'm going to do it by finding the people that I think already have my audience and grow this podcast. I want you to try and do the same thing and report back to me. Write something in the comments below and tell me what's happening, how you're doing it, how you're progressing. I'd love to hear. Thanks. Finding a new audience is definitely a chore, and we're going to crack that code together. I'm going to grow this podcast audience, and you're going to let me know how you're doing with your audience. Leave me a message below. Tell me how you're doing. Tell me what you're doing, and I'll be sure to share what I'm doing right here on the podcast. This is Michael Jackson. Peace.